Alright guys, so probably by now you guys already know that the Avatar of Destiny is back into the guild meta, and sadly Living Abyss is going to be kicked out. Of course, that is only going to be the case if you guys are going to be making the new team for Avatar of Destiny, which I highly recommend, just because of the fact that it's just doing way more damage, and it's honestly a lot simpler in my opinion to actually make this team. Alright, of course, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the almost like the one of the top builds right now. There's a lot of different builds and a lot of different timing. This is the one that has been shared to me by Dan on YouTube, a Korean player who actually joined the live stream. And this is going to reach up to 800 million, 900 million. The one that Drek has shared with me, which he allowed me to share with you guys on the screen right now, is going to be averaging around 800, over 800 million, all right, 830 million, 40 million, and things like that. This is more of a top build, and then I'll actually give you guys a simplified version using HyRoolLegend account and showing you guys more of a, a damage that you see on a free-to-play account with a very almost like half of the guild not being active, right? So which it's more realistic for many of you guys. But let's get into it. The team now is going to be with Madeline Cookie, of course, with the magic candy. Higher level, the better it's going to be. And then with Mint Choco, Macaron, Cream Puff, as well as the new Creme Brulee. Alright, and the treasures are going to be the Enchanted Robe, as well as the Scroll and the Jelly Watch. And before we get started with the topping, just to let you guys know that the Enchanted Robe is going to be applied to our two main damage dealer, who's going to be Creme Brulee, as well as Madeline. Alright, so this is going to be topping here, guys, and we have Madeline with the magic candy, of course. The higher, the better it's going to be. But it is going to be focusing on two main subsets here, and it is going to be the attack speed as well as the cooldown. All right, so cooldown, you do want to have at least around 8%. And for the attack speed, it's going to be around 11 plus if possible, all right? And that is going to help Madeline maximize the damage as well as the speed in breaking down the walls or the tombs that are going to be thrown out to your team. All right, and the next one is going to be Macaron. Macaron is using 5 of the Swift Chocolate, a little bit of a different build than previous because we lowered the cooldown actually here, and it is going to be ranging between 19.8 all the way up to around 20.6. All right, so you guys are going to be able to have any range between that, and then the rest of the substat, attack and crit, are going to be recommended. Damage resist, honestly speaking, a lot of the players are having where you can actually survive with 0 damage resist. You guys can test it out if your cookies are dying because of either low level, low promotion, and stuff like that. You can always put in some extra damage resist. But I've seen Mint Choco with like low promotion go all the way down to around level 37 and stuff, and it still works out. All right, next one is going to be Mint Choco. Mint Choco is a little bit of a harder one here, but we have Mint Choco with at least, if possible, 11% attack speed and around 24.7% cooldown. This is going to be the hardest one, in my opinion, but it is going to maximize the damage because you are able to use Mint Choco's skill before he gets silenced and able to allow your team to do more damage. Next one is going to be Creme Brulee. Creme Brulee is using 3 Searing Raspberry, 2 of the Juicy Apple Jelly, and we are focusing on the attack speed around more than 11%. 13% will be super optimal, and then of course focusing on the attack and crit. Something that you do need to focus on is that again, the attack speed for Madeline and Creme Brulee are the top 2, so that they're getting the Enchanted Robe buff. Alright, no extra cooldown is required. And then the last one is going to be Cream Puff here with the magic candy. Of course, it's going to depend on your magic candy level. So plus 20, alright, and below or something like that. If you're not plus 30, then you want to use a full on Juicy Apple Jelly here, and then focus on around 8% cooldown all the way up to 9 plus if you can. 9 plus will actually do more damage. And you have the 3 of the Juicy Apple Jelly, 2 of the Searing Raspberry, if you have a level 30 magic candy. All right, so that is going to be the difference because your scaling, the multiplier, is actually going to be higher with level 30. All right, but here we go, guys. This is going to be the team. Sadly, the number I'm going to show you guys is not going to be the final number that my team is able to hit with the 3-star ascension, because our Avatar of Destiny is going to be at 73, which it maxes out at, or caps out at, 603 million. So here we go. Alright guys, so according to the build that Dan has shared with me, which is going to be the build that I'm going to share with you guys today, is going to be the, it's going to have a little bit of a different, skill order. Of course, there's a lot of different skill orders out there, so find the one that works for you, but this is the one that I'm sharing with you guys, all right? So first of all, it's going to be with Macaron. You're going to Q Macaron and just let Macaron use her skill, and then we're going to Q it up again, all right? And then once we get into the battle here, we're going to cast Mint Choco and Cream Puff, and then at 57 seconds, all right? So at 57, we're going to cast Creme Brulee, right? Right, and then we're going to cast Creme Brulee here. Macaron is going to cast skill, and at this moment, you have to queue up Mint Choco or Cream Puff. It doesn't really matter, but the reason why you need to do that is because you need to wait until it's 54 seconds for Madeline to use the skill, all right? And then we're going to use skill right there. Madeline is going to knock it, silence, and then going to be able to keep on attacking here. And then from here, all right, we're going to start just spamming, all right? Whichever skill pops up, you can spam. The reason why that timing is important is because Madeline needs to have that shield pop up later on in order to withstand the one-shotting ability, all right? So you can see right there, Madeline survives, right? And then we're going to keep spamming the abilities here. And then there is going to be that one part later on that you want to kind of, watch out for, which is going to come later soon, all right? But we're going to use the skill here, all right? And then we're going to use Mint Choco, Macaron, Cream Puff, Madeline, and then right here we're going to actually Q Macaron's skill, all right? The reason why we Q Macaron's skill is we're saving Creme Brulee's skill to directly hit the Avatar of Destiny around the time, Macaron's cooldown is up, all right? So you're going to be able to see that we're going to be able to get it, and then once Macaron's skill is up, we're going to use Mint Choco and then Creme Brulee, and then we're going to use Cream Puff as well, but, our team kind of killed it. So we have a lot of extra time, so 5 seconds is enough to deal an additional 100 million or so because Creme Brulee is absolutely insane, but that is pretty much the skill order, and everything else you just kind of follow on afterwards. You just kind of use the skill and then watch the avatar take a ton of damage. All right, so right there, Creme Brulee, again, I still have room for improvement too because our guild relic as well as the ascension on my Creme Brulee can be higher. But yeah, again, the highest people have hit is over 900 million with a setup like this. But now, let me show you the simplified version and the skill order on how you guys can do that with HyRool's account. Alright guys, so here we go. I'm on HyRool's account, and I gotta tell you guys that I thought the Avatar of Destiny is gonna be a little bit higher, but it is at level 30, which means that the max HP is actually going to be around 100 and something million. But here we go, guys. This is going to be a topping setting I'm going to share with you guys for this particular build. It is a little bit different, and the order is going to be different as well, all right? It's slightly different, all right? So we're going to have Madeline with focusing on the attack speed and attack crit. No cooldown on this one. We got our Macaron with 5 of the Swift Chocolate, around the same build as previously, around 19.8 to about 20.6. And then we have Mint Choco maxing out on cooldown as much as possible too, but no attack speed here. And then we're going to have, our Creme Brulee again with the same one. 3 of the Raspberry of 2 Juicy Apple Jelly, focusing on attack speed, attack, and crit. No cooldown. And then we have our, Cream Puff with full Juicy Apple Jelly because our Magic Candy level is really low here. We have cooldown, and that's pretty much it. All right, so again, the Magic Candy level 11 and 15. All right, so here we go, guys. All right, guys, so this one is going to be a little bit different. Again, we're going to use Macaron here. We're going to use Mint Choco right away. We're going to Q Creme Brulee here. And then we're going to use Cream Puff here. All right, and then we're going to use the Creme Brulee here, okay? And then we're going to Q up Macaron. Macaron's going to use skill. We're going to Q up Mint Choco. And then we're going to queue up our Cream Puff. Almost messed up there. We're going to wait until that 54. And then use Madeline here, or 55. And then now rest of it, we're going to kind of just spam here, all right? So we're going to spam. All right? Our Madeline is going to survive. Again, the higher level, the more damage it's going to do. But Madeline should be able to survive either way. All right, and then we're going to keep spamming. And pretty much, that's honestly going to be everything. We're going to spam. And then allow our cookies to do damage, and allow them to just deal the damage they're supposed to do. All right, again, Creme Brulee is going to do some insane amount of damage, and then the rest of them, honestly speaking, you're just going to queue them up and then just use their skill whenever it pops up. you know, and try your best to get rid of everybody. So there you guys go. This is going to be the other build that you guys can try out. You know, the skill is a little bit different because, you know, your Creme Brulee has to kind of help out in breaking the wall. And then also your Madeline needs to kind of, you know, be there with the help of Mint Choco to break down the wall as well with Macaron. Which is not honestly necessary with the other build because you have optimized cooldown and the attack speed. But hopefully, you know, this is going to do way more damage than the Living Abyss that you guys were using before. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks to Drek for allowing me to share the image for you guys to see that what is possible, as well as Dan for sharing the build and also some of the guidelines for using this team to maximize the damage. Anyways, guys, hope you guys found the video helpful, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.